happened is we were jumping on our friend Kate's trampoline, and then we heard someone yelling no. So we turned over, and there was something floating upside down in the canal. We didn't really know what it was until we heard someone trying to scream underwater, and then we figured out it was a stroller. So Kate went to go tell her mom, and while she was doing that, Sister Pocock, she jumped over their fence, and she just like kind of walked in there, and she tried to get it over so that she could get the kid out. And then she got it out, and she was just like patting it, trying to get the water out and stuff.
When I jumped in, my feet hit and I went clear past, like my hair was soaking wet. So it's not very shallow. And it was so muddy that I just went straight down, which is probably how I got bruises, but yeah, it was deep. It's not shallow. And that current makes it really dangerous.
And you're 6 feet tall.
I'm 6 feet tall, which is probably a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, my little boy said, "How did you know you weren't going to drown saving the baby?" And I said, I didn't really honestly have time to think about that. I just knew I had to help him, so off I went. So I was just out mowing my lawn, and I happened to see some kids walking just right here along the canal bank, and lots of people walk back there all the time. So I just kind of looked up and thought, oh wow, those little girls and a baby, that kind of makes me nervous. So I kept on mowing, and I came to about this spot to turn around, and I looked up, and I saw the baby in the stroller upside down over here in the canal. And I immediately, of course I swore first because that's what I do, and I just instantly knew I had to get over the fence somehow. So I just ran over and jumped right over here. I had my cell phone in my pocket with my headphones on, and I ended up just chucking it thinking at least it would make it on the ditch paint. And I just jumped right in the water. And I got across. It was pretty deep, and it was super, super fast because it was down here where the rapids kind of are. And I just flipped the stroller over. The little girl was in the water up to her knees trying to kind of hang on to the side of the ditch, but try to flip the baby over. And I picked him up and flipped it over and kind of started banging on him because he was not breathing and he started gagging and coughing. And I flipped the stroller back up on the ditch and climbed out, and we just kind of all stood there like we didn't know really what had happened. I vaguely even remember hitting the ground after I jumped the fence because I knew I had to get in there. I think I just kind of hop, skipped, and jumped right back into the canal because I don't remember any of that.
So it's all kind of a dream like?
Kind of a dream. Kind of a really bad dream. Yep. And I didn't even know my little neighbor girls had seen me until I got to the end of the canal, and they were standing down there and they're like, "You're a hero!" And I was like, "Oh, where did you guys come from?" And then that's when I found out all the little neighbor kids had seen that happen. So it was pretty cool. I was deciding if I should go out to our farmhouse and help finish remodeling and doing stuff out there, or if I was gonna come home and mow my lawn. And I knew I had weddings that weekend, so I kept debating, and I just said, okay, I'm gonna hurry mow my lawn and get it over with. And it's good I did, otherwise I wouldn't have been back here, and I don't know that anyone could have helped them.
And you were mowing your lawn and listening to some music.
I was.
So
I heard nothing. Nothing. So I just looked up at the right time, I guess.
So when you saw Missy Pocock jump the fence, what did you think?
Wow. I was just like, I don't really know. It was going so fast.
So it was pretty crazy. So my story is ended very well. Obviously, lots of stories don't end up that happy, and my thing is I want people to know to just be so careful around water. The canals are so deep right now. It was a huge snow year. Just be careful, be cautious. Teach your children not to play by the canals. They are not a play place. They do not need to be in. Go to Rexburg Rapids and hang out and swim. So have a happy and safe summer.